Weekly challenge. This slide gives you your practice for the week. Up to this point in the module, you have been learning that emotions are not problems to get rid of. They are signals. They give us information about what is happening inside us. The goal is not to react automatically, but to respond with awareness. So your weekly challenge is simple, but very powerful. At least once each day, pause. This pause is important because it creates space between the emotion and your reaction. Many times, we respond so quickly that we do not even notice what we are feeling. But when you pause, even for a few seconds, you give your mind a chance to slow down. Then ask yourself 3 questions. First, what am I feeling? Try to name the emotion as clearly as you can. Is it anger, stress, disappointment, embarrassment, excitement, jealousy, or sadness? Sometimes you may notice that there is more than one emotion at the same time. That is completely normal. Second, where do I feel it in my body? Emotions often show up physically before we fully understand them mentally. You may feel tightness in your chest, a heavy stomach, warm cheeks, tense shoulders, or a racing heart. This step helps you connect your emotional experience with your body, which increases self-awareness. Third, what does this emotion need? This is a very important question. Maybe the emotion needs rest. Maybe it needs space, support, honesty, or a calm conversation. Sometimes the emotion simply needs to be noticed instead of ignored. The slide also reminds you to practice rain whenever a strong emotion appears. Rain is a mindfulness tool that helps you work with emotions skillfully. You recognize what is happening, allow the feeling to be there, investigate it with curiosity, and nurture yourself with kindness. Instead of pushing the emotion away or getting controlled by it, you learn to stay present and wise. This challenge is not about doing it perfectly. It is about building a daily habit of awareness. Even one honest pause each day can begin to change the way you relate to your emotions. Emotion journal. Now that you have a daily challenge to pause and notice your emotions, this slide gives you a way to track your experience. The emotion journal helps you slow the situation down and understand it step by step. Let us look at the flow shown on the slide. First, record the situation. What happened? Describe the event clearly and simply. For example, maybe a friend ignored your message, you got a low grade, or someone made a rude comment. Next, write the emotion. What did you feel in that moment? Try to be specific. Instead of only writing bad, see if the feeling was frustration, sadness, anxiety, shame, or anger. Naming the emotion helps make it clearer and less overwhelming. After that, notice your body sensations. This connects with the previous slide where you were asked where you feel the emotion in your body. Did your stomach tighten? Did your face become hot? Did your hands shake? These physical signals often give useful clues. Then write down your thoughts. What was your mind saying? Perhaps it said, "This is unfair," "I always mess up," or "They must not like me." Thoughts often shape how strong an emotion becomes, so it is helpful to notice them. Next comes your response. What did you do? Did you stay quiet, argue, walk away, text someone, cry, or use rain? This part is important because it helps you see whether you reacted automatically or responded with awareness. Finally, write what you learned. This is where growth happens. Maybe you learned that stress makes you speak sharply. Maybe you learned that naming your feeling helped you calm down. Maybe you realized that your first thought was not completely true. This journal is not for judging yourself. It is for understanding yourself. Over time, you may begin to notice patterns. You may see the same triggers, the same body signals, or the same thoughts appearing again and again. That awareness gives you the power to make different choices. The next slide will help you reflect on those patterns more deeply. Reflection questions. This final slide helps you look back on your weekly challenge and emotion journal and make meaning from your experience. Reflection is important because mindfulness is not only about noticing what happens in the moment. It is also about learning from what you notice. The first question is, which emotion appeared most often? This helps you identify emotional patterns. Maybe you notice stress showing up again and again. Maybe irritation appeared more often than you expected, Or maybe you realized that underneath anger, you were often feeling hurt or fear. When you recognize repeated emotions, you understand yourself better. The second question asks, did naming emotions change how they felt? This is a powerful idea. Often, when we name an emotion clearly, it becomes less confusing and less intense. It may not disappear immediately, but it often feels more manageable. This is one way mindfulness helps the brain move from automatic emotional reaction toward clearer awareness. The third question is, did the pause help? Think back to the moments when you stopped before reacting. Did that short pause help you calm down, think more clearly, or choose a better response? Even if the pause only helped a little, that still matters. Small changes build emotional strength over time. The final question is, what did you discover about yourself? This is the deepest reflection. You may have discovered your emotional triggers, your stress signals, or the thoughts that appear when you feel insecure. You may also have discovered strengths, such as honesty, self-awareness, or the ability to calm yourself more than before. This slide brings the whole module together. You began by learning that emotions show up in the mind and body. Then you practiced pausing, noticing, and using tools like RAIN. After that, you tracked your experiences in a journal. Now, through reflection, you turn those experiences into understanding. That is how emotional intelligence grows. Not by never feeling strong emotions, but by learning how to meet them with awareness, curiosity, and care.